tell us, what does the immune system do?
So, because as the weather is changing, obviously, our body would need to adapt to the changing weather. And here comes the role of the immune system. So, very simply, when we explain what the immune system is something is our defense mechanism to fight against infections, viruses, toxins. Think of it like we're being invaded by different bacterias and viruses and all, and our body is fighting it. So the thing which is fighting those bacteria and viruses is our immune system. Therefore, we really need to be thinking how to strengthen our immune system, and there's so many factors involved in strengthening our immune system.
MashaAllah.
Yeah, Sadia, the thing is, we just have to look at the bigger picture. We have to think about nutrition as a whole. Because when we're talking about immune system, just like our body needs different nutrients, our immune system also would be needing all the different nutrients. So I cannot focus and stress enough on the need of having a well-balanced, nourished diet. So that comes first. Make sure that you're including a variety, make sure you're eating from all food groups. That is the primary thing which you need to be thinking about. When we specifically talk about some nutrients, yes, there will always be certain nutrients which play a significant role in our immune system, and we'll briefly talk about those. So the first nutrient which I would talk about is vitamin A. Bearing in mind that the vitamins which I'm talking about, because you mentioned skin as well, they are beneficial for your skin as well. So when I'm going through them, don't just think about the immune systems. Think about your skin and hair as well. So when we talk about vitamin A will help us strengthen our immune system. Foods which are high in vitamin A, think orange, think carrots, think pumpkin, think orange peppers. Even green leafy vegetable will also have vitamin A, but always going towards orange fruit and vegetables. The second nutrient which I would talk about again is vitamin C. Vitamin C again, think skin, because it helps in collagen formation. So obviously it will play a role in our skin. But then when we think about the immune system, it plays a major role in protecting our immune system basically. So what are the food sources for vitamin C? The very common ones which we think is the oranges and the kiwi fruit, but the not so very common ones is potatoes. Start including potatoes in your diet. Start thinking about peppers in your diet. So these are your sources of vitamin A. The next nutrient which is really important is vitamin E. Again, vitamin E will be found in vegetable oils, but if you're including nuts and seeds in your diet, that will be beneficial. The easiest way to include nuts and seeds in your diet will be to include 20 to 30 grams of nuts every day as a routine. You can put them on your porridge or cereal, or you can have them as a snack.
So how is the immune system connected to inflammation? I'd be curious to understand that.
So the immune system and inflammation, obviously, when your immune system is going through certain processes. Yeah, there is a certain process, and that would come further in our talk. But when we are sleeping, the immune system is working really hard. So it's just like a factory. Whenever the factory closes, the people do the tuning. People put oil in it. So it's exactly like that. When we are sleeping, our immune system, it rejuvenates itself. So if there is inflammation in the body, it's coming in the way. It's not letting the processes work properly. So if it's trying to destabilize the immune system. So this is how, the more the inflammation, the immune system is going down. So we need to bring down the inflammation to strengthen our immune system.
Oh, subhanAllah. Now you mentioned sleep, and I was just thinking earlier on, how you said subhanAllah has designed us in such a way, in nature in such a way that in summer we have summer fruits and in winter we have our wintry vegetables. Similarly, how the winter months are longer and the nights are longer. Is there a correlation between the longer nights and the amount of sleep we should be having then?
So the amount of sleep does matter, because as I mentioned earlier as well, is that when we are sleeping, that is our body, that is the time we give to our body to rejuvenate itself. Whatever processes need to be done, those processes take place. It's specific to the immune system. This is the time for the immune system to build up, to complete its processes. So there is also some research to suggest that people who do not get enough sleep are likely to get more infections, like the coughs and the colds and the respiratory health conditions. So that's why sleep is extremely important, and we all need to be having at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep, and for children, and it is even more, 9 to 11 hours. So, and when I was thinking about this, perhaps I'm not sure if I'm getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep. It's more of 6 hours I'm getting. So, yeah, we really need to pay attention to the amount of hours we are sleeping.
Yeah, whilst
What
you were
food
talking.
to eat. Is there something that we can be doing in terms of our exercise? Do we increase it? Do we maintain it, etc., over winter in order to try and help give our immune system that little bit of reinforcement?
Yeah. So strange that there's so many factors which link up to your immune system. So when we're thinking about how does exercise has to do anything with the immune system, so when we exercise, what happens is the circulation of our body increases. So the more the blood, sorry, so the circulation is taking place, there's more circulation, so the immune system, the circulation towards your immune system also goes up, and that's why your immune system strengthens. The other thing which I want to point out is that when we are exercising, when we are moving, it triggers this specific hormone called the endorphins. So the endorphins is a hormone which makes us happy. On the other hand, it suppresses the hormone called the cortisol. So cortisol is our stress hormone. So you're exercising, you're making yourself happier, reducing your stress, the stress hormone, making you feel better, and therefore your immune system is also working better.
It's so interesting to hear how talk us through is supplements. What would you advise in this department?
So we are all really tempted, and I remember my mom giving me, these vitamin C's during, this winter period. And we all really tempted that, okay, let's get some vitamin C and vitamin E and zinc and all. And we will. So, and I remember the shelves were empty during the COVID time because everyone was thinking about immune system and people were just rushing to get all these supplements. But to be honest, Ned, there is no robust evidence to suggest that having supplements will help you with your immune system. I always mention food first approach. Food is the best way to strengthen your immune system. So perhaps for those people who are really, really deficient, who are really, really malnourished, who are not getting proper food, for them, I would say that supplement is something which will help. But otherwise, for someone like me and you, if we're having a well-balanced diet, we would not be needing any supplements. But here I want to say something about vitamin D. Vitamin D, whilst we were talking about nutrients, I missed discussing vitamin D, but vitamin D will also help with our immune system. But at the same time, we are not getting enough vitamin D from food. So when we are talking about supplements, I will specifically say that vitamin D is one of the supplements which you really need to take. The government guidelines is to take vitamin D supplements for everyone, regardless you are deficient, you're not deficient, but the guidelines are that from September till May, you need to be having a vitamin D supplement, 10 micrograms for everyone. People with darker skin, for people like skin like mine, we need to be having it all year round because we produce vitamin D from the UV rays which enters our skin. So with darker skins, because of the pigmentation, it can't make vitamin D as we need to be making.